Okay, so this is 1-5, and now we're going to talk about all of the different word problems that you can do with quadratic equations. And we may not hit every single possibility, but I'm going to go over one of each main type. So the first type is where a piece of machinery produces rectangular sheets of metal such as the length of twice the width, equal size squares measuring 10 centimeters can be cut from the corners. Open blah, 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 blah. Volume of the box, 7,500. Okay, so volume of a box is length times width times height. So I'm just going to multiply. They told me that the volume was 7,500, so 7,500 equals length, 2x minus 20, times width, x minus 20, times height, 10. And I'm going to multiply all that out. The first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and multiply the 10 back there. So then I have 2x minus 20 times 10x minus 200. And then I'm going to FOIL that out. So 2x times 10x is 20x squared. 2x times negative 100 is negative 400x. And then negative 200x plus, and I think that is 4,000. And bring the 7,500 down. So then I'm actually going to just move this over here. So I have, and I'm going to switch sides. So I have 20x squared. I'm going to combine the like terms. That's minus 600x. And then I'm going to move the 7,500 over with the 4,000 to make that minus 3,500 equals 0. And I'm going to solve the quadratic. And remember, there's basically 3 ways. You can factor. That's the easiest. You can complete the square, or you can use the quadratic formula. All will give you the answer, but usually one of them is easier than the others. So I'm just going to factor out a 20 and see what happens. So if I take out a 20, I would have x squared minus, oh, and that's 600, not 60. 30x minus 175 equals 0. And I'm going to factor that. I'm going to see what multiplies to give me negative 175. I'm going to do my little S&P. Negative 30, negative 175. So what multiplies to give me negative 175x and adds to give me negative 30? You may not know it, but 35 times 5 is negative 175, and negative 35 plus 5 is negative 30. And one way you can get that is if you go to your calculator and type in y equals, and you type in the number that you're looking for, 175, divide by x and hit second table right there, and you can scroll and see the numbers that multiply to give it to you. So because there's no number in front of this x, I can factor using my shortcut. So x minus 35 and x plus 5. So my answers would be 35 and 5. Now x minus 20 is a side, so it would, negative 5. So it wouldn't make sense for my x to be a negative 5, because if I did negative 5 minus 20, I would have the side to be a negative 25, and I can't have a negative side, so I just throw that away. And then I read my question to make sure I'm answering it. Find the dimensions of the original piece of metal. I'm not trying to find x. So I take the x and I plug it in there and there. So it'll be, I'm just going to put it here. So 2 times 35 minus 20, which is 50. And then 35 minus 20 is 15. And then the other side is 10. So it's 50 by 15 by 10. And that's my final answer. And that would be centimeters, by the way, because it's centimeters cubed. The second kind, I'm applying the Pythagorean theorem to a triangle to try to find, let's see, a piece of property has the shape of a right triangle. The longer leg is 10 meters. They give you all this stuff, but they gave you a picture, so you don't even need the stuff. I'm just going to fill these into my formula, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So where this is a, b, c. So a squared plus b squared equals C. Can I go ahead and combine my terms right there? That would be 2x plus 10 squared. So I'm just going to write it twice and fold it out. So 2x minus 10, 2x minus 10. So that's going to be 4x squared minus 20x minus 20x plus 100. And then this one, when I fold it out, 2x plus 10 and 2x plus 10. Bring that x squared down, equals, that'd be 4x squared plus 20x plus 20x plus 100. Now, ooh, that's a lot. So I'm going to get everything on one side. So I'm going to minus the 4x squared. That's gone. Minus the 20x. Minus the 20x. And I could have combined like terms first, but it doesn't make a difference. Minus 100. So what I'm going to end up with is x squared. Hold on. Minus 20, 40, 60, 80 x equals 0. So I'm going to factor out an x. And then that gives me 0 and 80. It would not make sense for my x to be 0 because then I wouldn't have a triangle. So my x is 80, so I fill it in. 2 times 80 minus 10 is 100, so 150. And then 80. And then 2 times 80 plus 10, so that's 170. And then we just kind of check to make sure the hypotenuse is 20 meters longer than the shorter leg. That's right, 170, 150 is 20. And then the longer leg is 10 meters shorter than twice the length of the shorter leg. Everything's working out good, so that's 80, 150, and 170, and that's the answers. Last one. This one we're going to use our calculator because it gives us the formula for a projectile is launched upward, so it looks like this. It's a parabola. They give me the formula, and it says after how many seconds will the projectile be 100 meters above the ground? So your height in meters above the ground is S, so I'm just going to plug the 100 in where the S is. Now, because it has decimals, I'm going to go ahead and get everything on one side and use the quadratic formula. So if I minus the 100, so A is negative 4.9, B is 73.5, and C is negative 100. So I'm going to fill it in to the quadratic formula. So, ooh, hold on. Okay, I'm back. The recycling people were coming, and I didn't want them to, I wanted them to dump my recycle bin. So I don't remember where I was. Oh, yeah. So x equals minus b, plus or minus square root. I ran, so now I'm struggling. B squared minus 4a, I don't have space, c negative 100, sorry about that, over 2 times a negative 4.9. Now, I'm going to type all of that, this piece right here, into my calculator all at one time. Oh look, I already did it. I hit enter and I get 3442.25. So that's what's underneath my square root. So I have, let's see if I can remember that long enough. Oh, just anywhere, thank you so much. Just put it right there and I'll put it up. Thank you so much. Have a good day. It's the recycling people. Plus or minus the square root of 3442.25 over negative 9.8. So now I'm going to type in the square root of that. 58.671. It doesn't tell us what to round to, so we're just going to go 3 decimal places. And then, so that's negative 73.5 plus or minus, hold on. You know what? Let's just type it in all at one time. Negative 73.5 plus that number, enter, divided by negative 9.8. So 1.51. And then I'm going to do it again. Negative 73.5 minus that number right there, enter, divided by negative 9.8. So I got 1.51 and 13.49. So 1.51 and 13.49. And if you think about it, that should make sense because it's like it hits 100 when it's going up and then it hits it again when it's coming back down. And that would be seconds on both of those. How long will it take for it to return to the ground? That's where we take our original formula, the negative 4.9t squared plus 73.5t, and we set it equal to 0 because that's the ground. I'm going to factor out a t, and I get negative 4.9t plus 73.5. I set them both equal to 0. I get t equal to 0, and then I'm going to use my calculator again. If I subtract 73.5 and then divide by negative 4.9, I'll have 15. And I got that by setting that equal to 0, because you just set them both separately equal to 0. And that's where this video is going to stop.